Welcome, 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 everybody. It is great to see each and every one of you on this Saturday, February 7th. It's noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, or whatever time it happens to be where you are because you are watching us right now. And it is time for Ask Us Anything, where you get to ask the group anything you want. And of course, Robert is away today. He is in Houston, Texas, or thereabouts in that area. On assignment, let's say, with Immunical and Immunitech. So today you have Matt Hollis and myself. And I was speaking with Matt a little bit before we got started. So I wanted to indulge in a really nice share, I think. And then we're going to go ahead and open it up to questions. If you have a question for either of us or for anybody here in the community that's here today, that would be great. Very simple for you to do is to put your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see my face. Down on the bottom down there are a bunch of buttons. One of those buttons is raise hand. Click on that raise hand button and we will call on you in the order in which we receive you. Very simple. Or the other option is to type your question into the chat, and that's simple enough. And again, we'll call on you in the order in which we receive either your hand raise or the question that it's being asked. Either way, doesn't matter. We will engage. So I just want to ask that you'll indulge me for a few minutes because I actually found an incredible post in our group, and I don't know if too many of you have read it. So I wanted to share this with you because I kind of thought with what we do here in Unlimited Wisdom that it was a really nice thing to share with everybody. And I want to say to Scott Hadley, because he was the one who posted it, thank you very much. I'll post the link in the chat. I gotta find it again. But as soon as we get rolling, I will go ahead and post it so you can see it and maybe even download it or copy it. But this is Aristotle's Virtue, a path to excellency and flourishing. Now, what virtue accomplishes is where we start. Virtue is not merely a private decoration or a way to earn moral points. In the classical view, especially in Aristotle's, it serves several interconnected purposes. And there are several of these. There were 4 of these that I'm going to review just really quickly, and then we'll get on with everything. Number 1, it enables human flourishing, and it's called eudaimonia, just the way it is. Aristotle argues that humans have a distinctive function, or telos, and we've had that come up a couple of times, to live rationally and actively exercise our capacity for reason in both intellectual and moral life. Virtue perfects this function. It allows us to live well and achieve a complete, self-sufficient, deeply satisfying form of happiness or well-being that isn't dependent on luck, wealth, or external circumstances alone. So that's number 1. Number 2, it makes right action reliable and natural. A person of virtue doesn't constantly wrestle with temptation or need rigid rules in every situation. They reliably choose the good because they see and feel it correctly. Practical wisdom, or phronesis, combined with moral virtue, lets someone hit the mean, or the right action in the right way, at the right time toward the right people, almost intuitively after long practice. Number 3, it unifies the person internally. Habits, emotions, desires, and reason become aligned toward the good rather than pulling in conflicting directions. Inner conflict decreases, integrity decreases, actions flow from a coherent, ordered self. And finally, number 4, it benefits both the individual and the community. Virtuous people create better relationships, institutions, and societies because they act justly, courageously, generously, etc., even when no one is watching or no law enforces it. In essence, virtue accomplishes the highest human good, a life that is worth living in itself, marked by excellence, inner harmony, genuine fulfillment and positive impact on others, rather than a life chasing fleeting pleasures, status, or avoidance of pain. So I got to give it up to Scott Hadley. Thank you so much for sharing this incredible view from Aristotle about virtue. And I mean, we do kind of promote that here in Unlimited Wisdom, being the best people that we can be with what we have grown up with. I know I've said it before on podcasts, A plus B equals C. In other words, what items in the past, our A's and our B's, have brought us to this day to become where we are today, our C. So let's be virtuous, not just to everybody here in Unlimited Wisdom, but to everyone else, to our best selves, and do that voodoo that we do so well to take us to the next level. So I just would like to say thank you very much for indulging me to present that to everybody, and especially here on an Ask Us Anything. And I know that Robert always shares something before, so I hope you didn't mind my sharing that with each and every one of you today. So that being said, Matt, would you like to share something as well?
I just want to say thanks for sharing too, Craig. Appreciate it. Like that. It definitely helps to hear some amazing words and stuff before we get started here. I don't really have anything to share. Like I'm here. If you guys have AI questions or anything like that, I'm here to help. And Craig's here to help with all the other stuff as well. So, like he said, my dad's not here today, but that's not going to stop us from getting on here and just kind of hanging out with you guys, even if it's just 15 minutes. We don't have any questions. We hang out and we head out. That's fine with me too. So seeing you guys on Saturday works for me. So
totally agree. So thank you very much. And let's go ahead and open it up for questions. Again, please, post your question in the chat or raise your hand. And if not, then you know what? Thank you for joining us on this Saturday. Yeah, I agree, Bill. Thank you. If you have something to share, please do so. If not, just your being here is a share enough to help us get through the weekend. And I know, it's a busy weekend. Of course, tomorrow's Super Bowl, and people are getting ready for that. So I hope everybody has their team in mind, and if not, at least enjoy a good football game. And if not, like I know my brother doesn't watch football, but he's going to go out skateboarding. So he's getting ready for a competition, not today, but a week from today, down in the Poway area. If you're familiar with Southern California, where Poway is, it's kind of halfway between San Diego and Orange County, LA. It's a nice area, and he does this every year. So, but he doesn't deal with Super Bowl. I don't know how many of you do. If you do, great. If not, whatever voodoo you do, you do it.
I was gonna say I don't watch it, but I use it as an excuse to eat garbage food. So
yeah,
that's basically my whole reason behind it.
I think, Matt, I know there's a lot of people who just literally do it that way, or they get together with friends. They get together with friends, or they're there only to watch the commercials. I mean,
I feel like the commercials haven't been good in a long time. Like I remember I used to watch it for the commercials, and I didn't listen to any of Bad Bunny at all. And then this week I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen. This dude just won best album, and now he's playing the Super Bowl. I can't fall behind and not know any of this dude's music. Right. So I listened to it, and it's going to be fun watching it. They're pretty banging. So.
Well, it was interesting because I was
not for me.
I was watching something earlier today, and they said that even if Bad Bunny does stuff in Spanish, because obviously he's Puerto Rican, and
all the music's in Spanish.
Yeah, but apparently good stuff. So I mean, okay,
just uplifting and energetic. You know what I mean? I think if there's one thing that makes it fun is like, there's this whole aspect, and I know there's a lot of political shit going on, but there's this whole aspect of the country that is Spanish speaking, and it's massive. And the Super Bowl has never had a big artist of this size that's Spanish do the Super Bowl. So I guess that's cool, like I might not be the music for me, but that's happened before. I'm sure a lot of you guys have had musicians like my dad wasn't really caring too much for all the hip hop artists coming out. And I
Oh,
liked
that, yeah.
yeah, I even liked the Weeknd doing it, but
As Melody is saying here in the chat, bring back Bruno Mars. Or Sandy mentions
seriously.
Green Day. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
those were good.
Yeah, well Green Day is going to be there tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, that's what you meant by I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot that
They're
Green Day was going to be part of that, Sandy. I thought they were doing it on their own. But yeah, they're part of the whole mix.
Yep.
So yeah. Um, but yeah, I agree. I like it when they bring in a variety of artists. I know there have been a couple of them where I've looked at them and I'm like, why are they wasting the halftime show's time?
Right.
But you know what? It's changed over the years because now the artist or artists buy that time. It used to be that the NFL said, okay, you're coming in and you're doing it. And then, if they negotiated contracts, great. But now, unless they've changed it back, the artist is the one who actually pays for the time, obviously, in benefit of the return that they're going to get from the viewership.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean that's like a big publicity thing depending on who you are, you know? Like it costs I was just saying this the other day why I don't like the Grammys is like the Grammys didn't nominate and haven't nominated The Weeknd even though his albums have been massive and critically, commercially, everything. Um he picked to do the Super Bowl, and because he picked to do the Super Bowl, they didn't nominate him for a Grammy for After Hours, which was like his big album with all of the songs that were on the radio, Blinding Lights and everything like that. Which Blinding Lights is still the most played song on Spotify. I was like
Yeah.
looking and seeing, so like of course last year was Kendrick Lamar, which I loved. Usher before that, Rihanna was great. Yeah, she was pregnant too, which was really cool. It was crazy watching her perform pregnant
Yeah.
at the
Especially when
Super
she
Bowl.
was,
But
wasn't she on that floating platform?
mm-hmm.
And then
Yep.
it was like, I mean, I give him credit for the whole event. I was just like, okay, she's on a platform. I think she was harnessed into the platform too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are special harnesses. I know that if you've seen like the Rose Parade or even at Disneyland, there's a little like a security harness that wraps around their waist. So if it kind of toggles back and forth or shifts, they're still secure in that device.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the fact that she was pregnant, up in the air, and singing, wow.
Yep. So we'll have to see. I mean, we'll I know tomorrow we're not doing any shows or anything. So we'll all be watching the Super Bowl and hanging out. So we'll talk to you all on recess then
Yeah,
about it.
and as
We'll
far
all
as
be able to
tomorrow,
hear everybody's opinions on what happened.
exactly. As far as tomorrow's going, we are going to have a replay of one of the Master's Mind, one of the earlier ones. So I hope that you'll spend a little time with it. I think I found a really good one as we get ready for the upcoming week. So yeah, if anybody else would like to even share, you know, in fact, I got an idea. Let's just go ahead and I'm going to allow, there we go. Where's that? If anybody wants to say anything before Melody, go right ahead. Okay. I was going to say, if we want to unmute yourselves and, share, but Melody, go ahead. I see that your hand is up.
I just want to say thank you to Matthew and Craig because you guys are always here. You guys always show up for us. And I don't think you guys get enough credit for all the
Gonna
things that
say
you guys
you're
do
always
for
here
us.
too, Melody. So we appreciate
It's
you.
one of my non-negotiables. It's this is what I promised myself. I'm going to show up every day, and I I really appreciate. I know I remember doing the calls, co-hosting with Robert, and I know what it takes. I know what you guys are all doing when you just. It looks like you're just sitting there looking pretty for us, but I know what's going on behind the scenes. I know that voodoo that's happening behind the scenes, Craig. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys, really. And Matthew, the AI stuff, out of this world, out of this world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Melody. Love and appreciate you.
And I
Love
hope you guys
you.
are watching those the Imagination Hour on Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Matt, you did a great job yesterday, and I loved. I mean, I know that actually you and I did go through those steps at one point. Just
They
you and I
changed a
did.
lot though too.
And
So it was like, yeah,
yeah,
they've actually done quite a bit of work to make it easier. Depending on how you see it, like onboarding a new person is a lot easier. Before I would just have anybody, and I think even when we sat down, it was like just copy and paste a bunch of this stuff in there. And now it's like I was showing yesterday. It's like you can pick the warmth of it, how witty it is, all different kinds of stuff in there. So I mean, we were on the call yesterday. We were having my AI talk to me like it was Joe Pesci. So,
you should have recorded some of that so we could hear how it sounds.
oh no, I mean like the text
Well, I
was
saw the
sounding like.
text. Oh, I thought maybe you
Yeah,
also had the
I
report.
could clone his voice. And none of these people know what I've been doing behind the scenes, Craig.
That's
Like I'm
true.
just sending that stuff to you. So
Yeah, right, Sandy, exactly. But you know what he's doing is he's preparing when Matt shares with Robert and myself, he's preparing so that he can share it with you because sometimes there have been things where he goes, "Oh no, wait a minute, I got something better," and
Right.
so he does that, and definitely. If you, I know you guys are on the premium package, so if you're not watching the Imagination Hour on Friday, or at least watching the replay, yeah, you're not learning. But I know that, like Sandy, you are, Bill, you are too, and several other people are watching. It's a great way to, I mean, I'm still learning myself, and I can't
Well,
believe what Matt shares. He makes it easier to learn how to work with AI and how to do these things. So, especially since this is the new thing, you know.
right. And yesterday he was going through and saying you could, color code your chats. And I've been using it for I don't know how long. And I'm like, holy shit, all I gotta do is look for pink. Let's make my morning lights pink. I just have to look for pink. And I'm like,
exactly.
whoa.
Yeah,
Simple.
a lot of that stuff is like it's like when you go into Google Drive and you see like the 20 buttons up there and you go like, "Nah, I'm just going to write in here and save it," right? The 20 buttons up there can like save you a lot of time, and I feel the same way about AI. Is it's like the more you figure out what those buttons do, you can save yourself from doing the 5 steps because they probably saw people doing the 5 steps and went, okay, let's just make that one step. And so that's more so what I've seen OpenAI do is it's like a lot of just taking settings and features and putting them and baking them like right into it. I was actually looking in Gemini because I'm doing a Gemini video as well, and it's like nuts how different they are as far as like you can write instructions for Gemini, but you really can't do any of the tone or anything like that with it. So it's like I guess if I had to give my opinion, it's like watching two companies go in different directions, like Microsoft and Apple, right? Like Apple went more consumer friendly and Microsoft went more developer friendly. And so like that causes two different types of technology. I'd say Gemini and Anthropic's Claude, they're like way more technical, but you can get a lot more done with them if you know what you're doing with them, but they do not feel like a person like ChatGPT does. Like there's a whole subreddit on Reddit right now of people complaining and wanting to start a class action lawsuit because they're actually going to take out GPT 4.0. Like they're finally going to sunset it and get rid of it. So for a lot of people, they didn't want it to leave because GPT 4.0, if you've been using AI long enough, you know that one had like the most personality and it was like the most human back and forth. And then when they updated it to 5, everybody woke up and had a totally new Chat GPT, and is like their friend died. So then they were like, okay, we'll add 4.0 back. And then they said that they would never get rid of it, that they would keep it, and now they're getting rid of it. So we'll see what happens. There's people like writing these really long things. I'd probably find them, but really long posts about mourning their Chat GPTs. So
I'm curious why they wouldn't integrate the 4.0 into the later versions, in the most recent versions.
So every single model is trained on a large set of data for a couple of reasons. You can't have a model like 4.0. 4.0 has a lot more maneuverability, but it has a lot more hallucinations. And so it's like 4.0 is the one that would, if you reached out to it and you're like, I want to start a brand new business and the business is selling shit in a box, 4.0 would be like, this is the best idea I've ever heard. Like, you're a genius. You know what I mean? It really like fluffed you up, and that's why people liked it so much, right? Like it was like a friend to them, right? They could ask it for therapy and therapeutic stuff, and now you really can't do that as much. Like you can ask questions and things with 5.2 and 5.3 like just came out, but it's more, they're all leaning more in a different direction, and I'd say Chat GPT is wanting to be more like an Apple, where it's like more consumer friendly, so it's very easy to use. Like their goal is to have Chat GPT in everyone's hands, right? Like very easy to pick up and use. And Gemini and Claude are the ones that are gonna like cure cancer and shit. You know what I mean? Like they're
Wow.
the actual smart large language models. Oh, you hear him back there playing? Yeah, he's downstairs.
There he is.
Yeah. It's like whenever the noise gate gets opened on the mic, you can probably hear him.
Matthew,
Yeah.
how do I know which Chat GPT I'm using?
So if you're on the paid plan, and this is the only way to know,
Uh-huh.
Let me
on the top,
focus up.
yeah, on the top
we
left
go.
here, you'll have this drop down menu, and it's normally just on auto, but you'll see that you have instant. So if it's thinking too long, you could put it on instant. If you want it to think a little bit longer, you can put it on thinking, but it's going to pick on auto, and I just recommend most people leave it on auto. That's why I didn't even talk about it yesterday. But this drop-down menu here has all of the older models, the legacy
Okay, can you,
models.
with words, tell me where that drop down
Yep.
thing is? Because
So,
I can't see what you're doing.
yeah, in the top left of the
Uh-huh.
internet browser, if
Okay.
you're on there, there's a drop-down menu that says ChatGPT 5.2. And when you click on it, it will have a menu that will show up. And at the bottom of there is another one that if you scroll over it, you'll see legacy models to the right of that. And then in another drop-down menu, you can scroll down and see GPT 4.0 if that's where you're looking for it.
Okay, and I want to be using 4.0, or that's the one going away?
That's the one going away. Yeah, it says actually right here, right now, it says it's leaving on February 13th. So they actually have all of the models in there that are leaving. But I just brought it up as like a instance of the way that people get attached to certain AIs, and where, like, say, if I read my instructions for Gemini, it's basically just who I am and stuff like that, but it's not anything extensive like you'd see in ChatGPT. So
Okay.
I hope that helped.
Sad. I'm gonna be sad if mine goes away.
You've probably been using it on auto, and you won't really notice a difference because you've already gotten used to the one that you've been using. Like, it updated, and then they changed some things and made 5 a little more friendly and relaxed. But 5 is still the one that we're all using by default, is still not as friendly as the one that they're getting rid of and as human as the one that they're getting rid of. But the problem with the one that they're getting rid of is that it hallucinates a lot, which means it gives you false information often.
Oh,
So
oh,
I wouldn't
so,
use it, because then you'd be like, that's why I said, if you said, I want to start a business selling shit in a box, it would tell you that that's a great idea. But if you asked if you went into GPT right now and did it, it would say that's a dumb idea. Probably not that
okay.
mean, but
I use mine on my phone,
hmm
and I
it
don't.
probably is just on
Uh,
auto, Melody.
okay,
So,
all right, perfect.
and if
Thank
and
you.
if not,
And
just let me know.
and another question: if you do change it from one version to another, does it remember the stuff like the past conversations, or is it like starting
Yep.
over, getting to know you?
Yeah, no. So it basically, you have the file that we were putting all the information in the training yesterday, which is like all the custom instructions and everything. And that is like the the personality. And then
Right,
each one of these is just a brain that you're picking. So think of it as like soul and brain
right.
separated. So the
Okay,
soul of your AI is etched in the custom instructions and those things. When you pick a different one of the models, you're just picking a different brain, and some of those are smarter, and some of those are dumber but faster. Does that make sense?
I'm but faster. Yeah,
Yeah. So like basically they'll answer really quickly, but they're not going to be able to like solve complex problems or give you like massive life advice that's going to actually be concrete in comparison. But if you keep it on auto, which I guarantee you everybody here probably has it on auto, myself included. I haven't switched GPT models or used that menu, Melody, in probably 6 months since they included it. Like I use it on auto every single day. So,
yeah. I never set that up. I just started talking to it, and then
hmm
it said to choose a voice or whatever, and that's, I think that's basically what
yeah.
I've
So
done.
you're
Although when I do ask questions, I say, don't, I don't sugarcoat things. Don't tell me what you
hmm
think I want to hear. Always, I'm looking for critique, you
right.
know, and
Yeah, you're like me in that way. It's like, oh, I don't want this fluffed up. But like, that's the point I was making. Is it's like there's a large amount of people right now that don't want the older AI to go away because it's really good at like fluffing them up.
right.
So like some people just, even if they're like they have the dumbest ideas ever, or they think the dumbest way you could, like they still want the AI to tell them that they're smart, and that's why they're upset that that model's going away, in my opinion,
Okay.
right? Because there's not really
Okay.
that. Yeah, you use the thinking mode. Dustin said I use the thinking mode. It automatically will read what you want, like what you're asking it, and pick which one of those is the best for that query. So it's like if you ask it solve this complex math problem, if it's on auto, which most people's are, it will normally just pick thinking. And if it can't solve the problem the first off, then it will switch to thinking and do it. So that's kind of how that model switcher works. But yeah, back in the day, um, Melody, they would have this model menu, just like I just explained to you. And
Uh-huh.
you'd actually have to know what like they would have a small little writing under it, like what it was good at is like good at coding tasks or whatever. But they had like 5 models in there, and all of them were precisely good for one or two specific tasks. So you'd have to know, like, okay, I have to use this model if I'm going to do coding, or I have to use this model if I'm going to do writing or to write an email or whatever. And the moment that they came up with the auto switcher, so the brain or the soul is actually making the decision, that
Mm-hmm.
has made it a lot easier, because then the soul that knows you, right? The thing behind the scenes is going, oh, I know Melody and I know what she wants in this situation, so I'm going to pick this model. And that's what it's doing. I'm going to pick this
Mm-hmm.
brain to solve this. Craig, did you have something to say?
No, no, I
Oh,
think
okay.
yeah, you nailed it. It's, I mean, what my limited knowledge is that I use it for. I've kept it on the automatic,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
cool. Thank you.
no problem.
All right. Melody, thank you very much and
Well,
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
appreciate you,
Melody.
Melody.
Hey,
I
hey
anybody
love
guys,
you,
else.
Bill.
I want to give you guys a shout out too for showing up, and I would really like to give Melody a shout out because she's just a perfect example of what it is like to show up, you know. So thank you,
Absolutely.
Melody. Yeah.
Thank
Amen to
you.
Yeah.
that.
Thank you. Well, here's the thing, guys. As and I found this, like in the other companies or whatever company I was with Robert, if I'm telling people, hey, you should go to these trainings, you should go to this event, you should do this, you know, how can I tell people, even like the calls now that we have, if I tell people you should be on these calls and I don't show up, what does that say about me? I truly want people to see value in what you guys provide or what the company overviews, whatever it is that we're sharing. If I want to show value in that, then I need to be there, right?
It's
So,
value, it's virtue, it's integrity, and all of
right.
those are so
Hmm.
so important. And Melody, bless you, thank you so much because that that means a lot to just everybody. That you are here and you have that integrity, uh, which nowadays is as valuable, if not more, than many other things.
Leading by example.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys.
Love
Love
and
you
Ditto.
too.
appreciate you. Thanks, Bill.
Thank
Mhm.
you, Bill, too.
Yeah.
If there's not anything else, then hey, we had a great, well, here on the West Coast, lunch together.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're on the East Coast, great afternoon. The Midwest, yeah, well, you know what we're going for.
Yeah.
But, we do appreciate the fact that you were here and that you spent a little time here on this Saturday with us. And,
Perfect.
Robert will be back on Monday. And as we said, tomorrow we're going to have a replay of a previous Master's Mind. And then we're back on schedule, starting Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, with the recess and everything else throughout the week that we've got going. So we love and appreciate you all. Thank you so very much for taking the time to join us, to be here, to be part of this, and to share too. So, that's the whole idea behind Ask Us Anything, is that we learn from each other and we share our knowledge. So, this is unlimited wisdom, truly unlimited wisdom, because we all share our wisdom with everybody else. So thank you so much, everyone. We do love and appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and I know I kind of unmuted, but let's go ahead and, if you'd like to say goodbye, the mute is off. Please feel free to, as we say so long, and have a fantastic weekend. We love and appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Thanks
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody
Greg.
for showing up. Love and
Thank you,
appreciate you. Have a
guys.
Y'all have a
great
good weekend.
Super Bowl
Make it a
Sunday.
fabulous weekend.
Very
Bye.
absolutely.
Bye.
Talk to
Thank
you guys on
Bye.
Monday.
Love you
Love
All
guys.
ya.
right. Thank you, Bill,
Bye.
Charles, Deborah, Melody, Dustin, Deborah, and anybody else who we missed. Love and
Yeah.
appreciate you. Take
You
care.
too. Bye.